You feel me? We doing a good one today, man. Today it is October 3rd. You feel me? And we doing a good one today, man. You know we living behind time, living behind schedule. You know we taking care of life as we grow in this channel as well. You see what I'm saying? But this is the place to come to get elevation, dedication, and truth. You feel me? Now everybody truth starting to be more subjective. And I don't really like that because that makes life a little bit more confusion. And confusion to me is the art of, you know, a lower frequency. You see me? So that's why I'm not too keen with that,
Good, great day, my padres.
you
Welcome
know?
to the podcast. This is the Surreal and Aku.
Yeah. This is the surreal and our cool show. You feel me? Our cool doing this thing to elevate. You feel me? Whilst we want y'all to do y'all thing to elevate as well. You see me? He gonna be pulling in, or he might not be pulling in, depending on how hard this elevation task may be. You feel me? But we gonna keep the show rocking, non-stopping, cause that's what we do. You know what I mean? We have each other back. You dig me? But today, man, I wanted to talk more into the subject of the culture and how they are pretty much trying to emasculate man, take man out of society, and through all these little tricks and manipulations that they're doing. And now that there are certain situations where men are like stepping back and not inserting themselves into harm's way, and and having to pay a lot of money because it's harmful to us, man. And after a while, you got to get smart. Like, yeah, we brave and we'll take ourselves into dangerous situations if it's a good outcome, or if there's even a good possible outcome. You see what I'm saying? But we realize a lot of times in this culture of Western culture, it's not no good outcomes when a man get married, and it's not even always good outcome when you get in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? But that's not to say don't get in relationships. It's just we have to be more careful and selective on how and who we do certain things with and how we do certain things. Now, if we're not gonna care, then we got to take on that action of not caring. You see what I'm saying? But if we are gonna care, we got to be extremely selective because the world is now incentivizing demasculating of the man and making the women more masculine and making them in a position of down in the man. And that's why a lot more things in the world is becoming more confusion because, you know, the nature of a woman, she just can't help to create confusion sometimes. You see what I'm saying? It's her way of testing the man to make sure that he is able to lead. You see? But in those great words, man, shout out to our two viewers, man. We appreciate you, man. Chatting, type in the chat. Let us know what's up, man. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You feel me? We here, man. We live. You can talk to me. I talk to you. You feel me? Ain't no thing. That's how you know we live, and we not no AI. You feel me? This is just a character that I created, you know, and we gonna do it better like that. You feel me? But yeah. So basically, to go back to what I was saying, man, is that they are demasculating man, especially black men. And it's like we see the outcomes. Now you have certain clubs in great cities like Houston and Nevada and places like Florida, these different places where they have one or two clubs where they have nights where men get in free before 10 because they're literally there's clubs with just a bunch of women in it. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of men just falling back and probably just can't really afford it. You know what I mean? Whether it's afforded to money or afforded to just time wasting. You see what I'm saying? Because we got to spend time building to have money to go in the club and have money to do different things. So it's like
we gotta maintain the properness of it. You see what I'm saying? Maintain every single aspect of elevation we can in order to grow. You see what I'm saying? But let's watch this clip. I got a clip that speaks about how they just take away the emasculation of man, because this is what I always thought, right? And I'm not against nothing like what people do in their own private space, right? But if it's okay for a man to sleep with another man in their world, right? And it's okay for a woman to sleep with another woman in their world, right? Then why is it not okay for a man to have multiple women? That's why I shout out to Neo in doing this thing. You feel me? Because what they gotta understand too is that we're not dealing with the certain attitudes no more either. Like them certain attitudes gotta go, man. It's like we tired of it. It's a detriment to our existence. And after a while we realize ain't no benefit in this, and you killing our legacy, and you got the kids. Some kids be turning on their fathers and that, you know what I mean? So with all that said, right? Let's get to this clip. Let's check out this clip, see what's going on in it, man. But it is wild and crazy what's happening out here, man. You feel me? But we gotta shout out to him, man, because this is this is Smack Water. You feel me? Smack Water. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know much about Smack Water or what's up with him, but let's hear what he gotta say though, because he speaks about black men being emasculated in American culture. See what I'm saying?
Are black men too hypermasculine?
No, man, that's that Jedi mind trick I was just telling you about, my nigga. All these old terms and ideologies that they feed to society to try to these systems of control. So in order to sissify they try to use these terms hyper-masculine to make you feel ashamed about being a stand-up man.
Right.
That's all that shit that is a term to make you feel bad that you are a heterosexual black man, and you might be a man that stand on business, and you might be a man that's unwavering, and you might be a black man that's ain't gonna tolerate the. So, because black women specialize in taking these terms and trying to emasculate him for telling her that he's a real man. The craziest ever is the "you must be gay" line.
You must be gay.
We're telling, I can say, okay, I can respect the decision to be gay. I don't agree with it, and I don't accept it, but you can do whatever you want to do. Just keep that over there, and a motherfucker be like, oh, wait, nigga, you must be gay. Let me show you something. Now, by that logic, because see, motherfuckers only want to make that apply to one situation because they want to control and manipulate narratives and control and manipulate what people are as a whole. But by that logic, that should apply to everybody.
For sure.
If I said a pedophile, you should say, oh, that's because you saying a pedophile because you secretly want to fuck kids. If I should say above who animals, or you saying that because you want to secretly fuck animals.
Right.
It should apply across the board, but it don't. If I say a pedophile, you're a pedophile. You right about that. But when I say this particular subject, I got to have an ulterior motive for saying it.
Right.
Make it make sense.
It don't make none. I agree with you, by the way.
I dig it, my nigga. Trust me. But these old narratives and terms that they shoot out there to control and manipulate, and that's basically what it's about. They see, the thing about the system is, the system really don't give what you believe. They just want you to believe in something. And if they can get you to believe in something, now we need to create a name for what you believe. So once we go to create a narrative about it, we can name it and people know exactly, people can identify exactly what either to praise or what to hate. And then once we create a title or description for it where everybody can understand what we're talking about, now we need a leader for it. We need a face. We need an ideal. We need a speaker. We need somebody that represents this wholeheartedly, somebody that we can hold up and say, this is the face of it. If this was a person, it would be this. And the reason the system need that is because they need to know who to shoot at or who to shoot first. Because when you niggas go to acting up, we could shoot this out here to y'all to calm y'all down. Or we could shoot this out this and calm y'all down. Because once they tap the head off, this here nigga, the rest of you niggas gonna go home. Y'all gonna take y'all party favors and go home. Y'all might tassel up and burn some, but the thing gonna stand on, ain't gonna never achieve any real change. Nigga, burn it because you sure ain't going to the rich neighborhood and do that whole ass. Where you'll really make an impact, a social impact, because if you willing to go that far, this here gonna cross the line and they gonna know, then that's when they gonna bring in drones and all that other stuff.
What do you think would happen if the National Guard came to Houston?
Shit.
To get some act right, I think it'll be.
It depends on what circumstance. It depends on under what circumstance and to what degree and how far has the system, how has the situation escalated. Because it can get to the point to where I ain't trying to even hear that whole way if it's to that point. But see these white folks is so, they preemptive.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
White people are preemptive. They, before it even get to that point, because trust and believe, they love, America was formed and founded on violence and tyranny and destruction. So they love it. America loves to see crazy monkeys and violence. Love it. But they only love it to a certain point, nigga. Don't let this shit.
Till it's right on your doorstep.
Yeah, don't get it.
Yeah, lying about that, boy. He said they love it to a certain point. Like there's a certain extent you can go through with this violence and stuff. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like they making a certain exception for certain things, and they basically canceling other stuff. And that's where it comes to the point where it's like, man, like we see your agenda and it's like we don't stand for that. Like the people have the right to be free, man. You know what I mean? And make their own choices with all the choices placed in front of them. You see what I'm saying? Not just one. Not condemning one and making the other more heightened. Because yes, in every one you might have a bad actor, right? But that don't mean that everyone in a certain community or any box that you put them in, it means that the whole community is bad. Like no, you gotta pick and choose and understand that there will be bad actors in every situation, and get the bad actors out the way and encourage people to be more good. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just saying that this part is bad and the other part is good, you know. So that's what it's about, man. Just, you know, if we can do as much cutting out of like the hypocrisy, then we'd be good. But we know that life itself is like kind of hypocritical, so we can't cut it all out. But if we could get it as much down as we can, it'll be a smoother motion, it'll be a smoother everything. Everything will go smoother, you know. So it's like, it's a blessing, man, but it also can be a curse, because as we can see,
they emasculate man and everything about it, and that's not good. The society won't be able to run. It has to have a balance. It needs the masculine and the feminine. And you can't just say all masculine is bad, because now you got women yearning for the masculine. They're like, where the man at? Where the man at? And when they say where the man at, they mean where's the masculinity? Because they let anybody call themselves a woman or give themselves titles, right? So it's like you got certain people that were born a man, and they coming out not giving off masculinity, so therefore you're not being identified as a man for women. You know what I mean? So that's why women like, where the man at? You know, but it's like if you criminalize being a man, a lot of men that want to survive and just exist and live in their own freedom, they're not gonna show you that masculinity. They're gonna hide it. They're gonna put it in certain places. We're gonna go by ourselves and be masculine and do things like that. You know, which we highly don't want. You know what I mean? We love women. Masculine men love women. That's the thing about being masculine. You know, but it's like they are downplaying it for men, but they allow certain women to be masculine, extremely masculine. You know, and they be doing stuff that's off the wall, and they still let them get away with it. Like, it's crazy. You know? It's crazy because they just focusing on killing the masculinity of man, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. You know. But let's get back to the clip. See what we talking about.
They up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They love it, but they don't love it to the point where it's going with their money, where it's going with their life. You know what I'm saying? You could tell all the stuff you want. You just better not go over there and fuck with Bill Gates' house. You know what I'm saying? You could tell everything up in the ghetto, but if you cross that street, hoe at, you know what I'm saying? We gonna fuck you up. And niggas fear that. And as long as got that irrational fear, we're gonna stay in their place.
I'm curious for you, like, who is somebody you respect, like, on that lead, like, not like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but like just a leader that we should fall behind? Who is somebody that you respect? Or just somebody that you feel like could actually be somebody that we should listen to and take some of the advice that they give us?
Farrakhan definitely. RZA Islam talk that shit. 19 Keys. It's some 19 Keys. He was just in Houston. Shout out to 19 Keys. We chopped it up like a. He said he was gonna get it on. I can't think of shit. It slipped my mind. I apologize. 19 Keys. Derek Grace. Yeah. Ugly Money. Ugly Money type. His shit be more formulated around relationship, but I like listening to Deontay Kyle, Eggs and Grits. He talked that.
Eggs and Grits talking that shit.
Nah, he talked that shit. Y'all should get him on here. Y'all have a.
We want to.
Yeah. Say, tap in. We in the DMs and shit. We ain't never met personally or nothing. Nah, he talked that shit. He a knowledgeable brother. He talks some good.
Right. What are some of the ideologies that they speak about that people probably need to tap into?
It's not necessarily their ideologies as it is their willingness to speak the truth and to stand on it and to put themselves on Front Street, you know what I'm saying? But because, Derek Grace, he speaks family, the family unit, and he speaks polygamy. He having more than one wife, and but he also teaches self-defense and knowing the law. RZA Islam, Farrakhan, they all fall up under the NOI. They, always trying to wake us up as a people and put us up on game and let us know what's going on. with us and with our place in this society and in this system. Who else? Deontay Kai. He closer to me.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to all them people he talking about, man. That's what's up, man. I'm rocking with them people too. I like 19 Keys and some of them people. And you know what? I'm gonna look up what they say, Grits and Egg. I'm gonna look them up too, man, because you know we gotta get that wisdom, man. We gotta get it out to the people. You feel me? And they saying the same thing I'm saying, man. It's like, you know, we can't be influenced into anything, man. Like, cause now we see the agenda. We know it's not honest. We know it's not innocent. We know what they trying to push. So it's like, let's step away, do our own thing. You feel me? Let's not allow them to come in and influence us to be, you know, in a silly way or doing silly things. You feel me? So it's like, come on, man. We just gotta do what we gotta do. You feel me? Gotta do what we gotta do, man. And stay away from, you know, the thought process of you not being good. Thought process of you not being good enough for anything. You feel me? We gotta stay away from that thought process. It's not healthy for your mind. It's not healthy to think that you're too you're too much or anything, because you know people gonna say what they gotta say, and the women that being treated well, then most of them say the same thing. They're gonna say you too much, you extra, you this, that, and the third, and it's like, yeah, I am. It's okay. I'm fine with being that, because that's who I am. That's my personality. I was born this way. I'm masculine, because same thing like they say to you whenever they get mad and they oh, this just me. This just who I am. You know, accept it or reject it. You know, so it's kind of the same thing, vice versa. It's just who we are. You feel me? Accept us or leave us alone, because that's the only way to get that true happiness, man. Because other than that, you just would be trying to create somebody into a person that you imagine in your head, not the person in which they really are. You see what I'm saying? And that's never good to do that, because you like I say, you create unhappiness within yourself. It's like you're lying to yourself, you know? What? Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? And
Now,
my bad.
where you
Let me see what he talking about, man. They say Jason Wilson checks Cam Newton on lack of self-control. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me see. I don't know what he's talking about, because I don't know if he has lack of self-control as. I don't know what he has lack of self-control in or what. But we finna see though.
major drug dealer, millionaire. The easiest way to set up any man
With a chick.
easiest way to get an attractive woman.
Yup.
We so foolish in the mind that we led by our penis, the lust, no sexual self-control. And so when I saw Brother Shannon, and because I don't meet these brothers, I don't speak on things that I don't know. I think that's unfair to them. You know, I've seen someone do that about me. It's like, you didn't even understand what I was going through with my mother. All I could speak on was just the lack of sexual self-control that we all need. I see it affect the boys that I work with, how you have good fathers, but because of the lack of sexual self-control, or even deeper, brother, it falls into a lack of self-love if we really deal on a psychological level. What makes you become a Lothario, or a man who's promiscuous, that he doesn't even value his own temple, that he got to sleep with everyone else for affirmation. When I see the den,
I find it fascinating that he had this conversation with Shannon Sharp on the back of the lovely young OnlyFans model taking advantage of the situation to extract funds from him. That's the type of real life coaching or mentoring that many of us men need to have it done on a platform and not decades earlier when Shannon should have heard it was a different conversation. Let's see.
The ill effects of that and their graves, and then how statistics show us that homes without fathers, the boys are at a greater risk of being incarcerated, and the daughters are more likely to have or to get pregnant young, and then also reach puberty before its time, which is now linked, scientists say, is linked to depression. And so the reason I wanted to speak on it was not to condemn Brother Shannon, was like, look, what can we learn from my brother?
Yeah.
You know, and we're so quick in society, as you were saying, look at the content, but not the context. This has been going on for centuries.
Yeah. Beginning of time.
Why does it keep happening?
Facts.
Brother was on his way to sign, what, a $40 million contract?
Yeah.
For a podcast, or more than that? Yeah, okay. And we still, not him, we see a good-looking woman.
Follow.
That just happened to us. I want to hit that. The scriptures say, a man without self-control is like a city without walls. You know, in ancient times, the walls were the protection of the city. So without self-control, your mind is impenetrable to sin, your weaknesses, your flaws. You can't even have the foresight or the wisdom to see that if I make this decision, this is going to cost me not only my wife, my family, not only my reputation, not only my business, but for most importantly for me, the scriptures say our God is blasphemed amongst the Gentiles because of us. I got too much to lose, hence why I teach men it ain't good enough just to be in love with your wife. That's gonna keep you on the path. You gotta fear the Most High. We have this concept as men, what? I'm gonna hold you accountable, bro, you hold me accountable, right? That's impossible. Unless I plan to live every second of my day with you. The only one can hold us accountable truly, truly, is the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of the Most High. What we can do is hold each other responsible. So if I need accountability when I ain't around y'all, when I ain't with my wife who's beautiful, intelligent, industrious, my right hand with our nonprofit, why would I want to ever risk that? But more so, my life is over once my actions cause his name to be blasphemed. So I tell men, the key to controlling that first is to dig deep. Why you gotta be promiscuous? Why do you feel that you gotta sleep with every woman you see? Where does that come from? And typically when you get men to really dig deep, come from a father,
Look at Cam's body language.
never really getting affirmation from their dad or affection from their mother, which is the mother wound as well. Abuse, abandonment. This makes us feel good, it's the dopamine. But every time you get caught, you have a divestment of dopamine. And we're like sheep going to the slaughter. As Solomon, who else couldn't control himself, lost the kingdom. Over some sex, brother. And that's what I want brothers to see. But that's why I try to dig deep, because we just want to just deal with the sex piece. It's not that. It's what we don't really love ourselves, especially. I used to just think it was just us, but it's a man thing. It's brothers of all walks of life.
Wait a minute, I can't skip this no more. Cam's body, I've actually never seen this, and I've done like maybe 4 or 5 different reviews of his podcast. I've never seen his body language like this. This is like literally my body language when I'm in boxing and I take a smooth, clean
Like,
shot,
yeah,
and
like-
I'm just like bent over, doubled over from the amount of pain that I'm experiencing.
Yeah, Cam Newton is like, boy, like you either talking to me or you talking like exactly what I'm going through. You feel me? And that's true. That's true. I didn't realize his body was bent over like that. That's crazy. It's good though.
He about to on himself. All right, let's keep going.
Different shades of color. We've been conditioned to be performers. From us, as far as slavery, it's just doing what master say. Boy, get over there and have sex with Sheba. God need another slave, and you go do that. That intergenerational behavior travels down the lineage. And brothers like us with influence, if we don't say it, They don't. If more so than say it. If we don't show it, they don't do it.
Look at.
Can we take it there?
Yeah.
You the one with the iPad, brother. I don't have no notes.
Good response. Let's go there.
I came here for you.
Say less.
Yeah, you my guy.
Let's take it there.
Okay.
I think I'm more relatable to Shannon Sharp.
You say you the one with the iPad. You say, can we take it there? I'm gonna take it there. You the one with the iPad. Okay, so this is the okay. I guess this is the moment where he gets at Cam Newton. You know, Cam Newton sits back and he like, okay, let's see what's going on here.
Than the average man.
Okay, because you're famous.
Life's all about leveling up.
Oh, that
No
mother
disrespect, but
do
let's-
like that.
For a situation and say what they wouldn't do. It's easy for a person to kind of look at a situation and say what they wouldn't do without having the opportunity to do.
No,
Shannon Sharp was
don't
a
do that.
person who got exposed by an opportunist.
Sure.
Some would say. Some would also say, hey, no, what he did was not right. He has to be held
can't
responsible for his actions. The thing that I always have as a resource in my life is my father.
Before he goes on to his father, essentially
Man,
what
let
Cam
him
Newton is
finish,
saying
man.
is, or options, these
Let him
options,
finish,
that's
man.
not
Let him
area
finish. Let
of
him
options,
finish. Let
you know?
him finish. Let
But
him
then
finish.
also nature and is trying to avoid
Respect.
lustful.
Tell us that every Sunday dinner. Married for 40 plus years. He tells us that every Sunday dinner. Right? My mother only knows my father. My mother's father introduced my father to his calling as a pastor. And when we have heart-to-heart conversations about my inability to get married or settle down, the things that are kind of brushed away is like, oh, you don't have self-control. You don't have discipline.
Okay.
But I ask this, and I say it to you also too, Mr. Jason. When you go certain places, like people really wouldn't know who you are, respectfully.
Nah.
You're wrong. No, go ahead.
I'm
just messing with you.
I'm trying to make a point.
Yes, sir.
And the point is, when you talk or when there's discussions about how a man can fall victim,
Yes.
it's and let me go back because that did not sound right.
No, I appreciate it. I know where you're
I'm not talking to you per se, but I'm talking
to the average man.
to the, no. These are conversations that I have with my
No,
father.
I'm saying, I like, listen, brother, I appreciated what you said.
Yeah.
I apologize for interrupting. I'm saying, I understand where you're going, meaning, you brothers, the temptation is greater. Am I correct?
No, that is absolutely right.
Okay, great.
But it's one of those things that when I have these discussions with my father, a person who is the most influential person in my life, there's not things where it's like, yeah, but it's always with a but though. And going like this is the topic of Shannon Sharp, right? And I'm not saying what Shannon Sharp was good, bad, or indifferent. What I am saying is I can relate to falling victim to the lust. And through that, when going back to the discussion of like, hey, when you go places, nobody really would know. But for me, that's a part of my lifestyle. Mixing, mingling, networking, being different places and saying, hey man, you know, we gotta go to dinner. Dinner leads to different opportunities. Hey, let's talk about business. All right, cool. Whether it's on the golf course, whether it's in a conference room, whether it's at a bar, whether it's wherever. Business can be taking place any place. And I think the tough part is when you're actually in that situation, if you knew what you will find out, you definitely wouldn't do it. But to say, hey, you don't have discipline,
Yeah,
That's
you
a
just
little
don't like
triggering
it.
given the circumstances that one person has been in versus another person being in.
No. He just doesn't like it. Now, I get the idea that you got right. Reality, I know that's quick. Yep.
brother as well. Women literally like, where y'all from? What you do? Brother the janitor, buff at a school.
Yeah.
Teachers want to holler at you, same
Come on.
temptation. I've been in situations where I'm talking in rooms with women, wanting a man who can actually tap into her inner being, her thoughts, that isn't just a monofaceted male or a male with just one gear. All he can do is humble.
Right. At first, I thought he was gonna lose the point because he was saying he was hanging out next to Matt Barnes like a rooms is deep. Slightly fun. Killer ball. Me and my mom. And you know we get, and she's I don't know where there is and something from the go 9.
I work with single mothers with their sons.
Yeah.
Helping
Those
them
be the ones.
navigate through their father wounds and even mother wounds and failing in school. You think there's no temptation of women trying to come on me?
Come on, son.
We all have temptation.
Yeah, but
the degree of temptation.
But see,
he's not
man, I'm gonna talk. How old do you count?
Like 53.
I'm gonna turn that around 35.
Close.
All right. So you're young enough to be my son, and I say that respectfully because you got an amazing father. David told Solomon before he died to show himself a man. When I look at you and what you've accomplished on the field of football, you're a warrior, son. I don't care what position I put you in, you'll handle it if you train right. The issue isn't, son, that you lack discipline. You've shown that. You're here now. You got discipline. You got self-control. Look at all you've accomplished. What you're lacking is the self-love piece.
Oh shit.
Things have happened in your life that triggered what's happening now. The Super Bowl, for instance, which I, again, salute you for being transparent. Everyone can talk about why didn't he jump on the ball? Why didn't... Now, one thing you say, your analogy you were saying, what I can't relate to is being in Super Bowl 50, right?
Yes, sir.
Beast quarterback. Like you were my son's top dog.
Yes, sir.
Everyone was pulling for y'all to win. And did I know in my sphere of influence? I ain't never been in that position. Millions of people watching. Ball gets knocked out of my hand. Just that moment of hesitation. Like I teach in fighting, self-defense. Guy has a knife. This moment of this will get you killed. You gotta respond. In that moment, because I watched it again, hearing the commentators like, now that's applicable. You put them in that situation, that's different. That's high pressure. But I share all of that to say, brother, every man, this is a good analogy, has the ball knocked out of their hands sometime, and we hesitate to dive on it. In life, that could be you get a, like for me, I use myself for example. I got my wife now, Nicole, pregnant out of wedlock, very dishonorable to her father, who was a pastor. Instead of, I did hesitate. It took me over 4 years to marry this woman. I wasted so much time. We've been married 27 years. But I finally dove on the ball. What I'm saying is, son, is that situation was so heavy. I'm just watching it today. If you haven't really unpacked that, like really,
He could be
it
getting
will
into
morph into other areas in your life where you hesitate.
Boom. He said it can morph into other areas of your life of hesitation. That's what's up, man. So that's why, you gotta be more mindful of everything that, you do with the people and everything that, may happen to you, and how to get it up off you and how to maneuver and go, bigger and better places. You feel me? But
Thank y'all for rocking with us, man. This is the end of the show. A little short when we started, a little late for sure. But thank y'all for rocking with us, man. You know, we want you to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Cool, what you got for the people? If he was here, he would have said nothing until 1,000 subscribers. Until 1,000 subscribers, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. You feel me? But man, until next time, my peoples, I want y'all, my padres, I want y'all to keep your head up, never get fed up, whilst I do the same. One.